So now we are going to duplicate the leg so that we can save some time and don't have to recreate a bunch of things. This won't be able to duplicate the whole thing or the whole process, but it will be able to save us some of the time. So what we're gonna do here is we're going to open up this. I'm gonna open up the left hip. Um, I'm gonna select all of the nodes under the left hip, including the three factors that we have there, and we are going to select the left foot with the knee control, and we are going to duplicate special. We're going to say the duplicate special when I open it up, and in this case we are going to make sure that this duplicate input connection is on, so that way we duplicate all the inputs that are connecting into this object. So I'm going to say duplicate special, and then I got a second leg with a second foot that I will have to rename it all because this is not the left hip or the left knee, or they will be all, the right hip, right knee, right ankle, right ball, right end. And also all of these guys I'll need to rename them. This one we may have to modify a little bit, but or maybe delete it, but let me just rename this one to the controller. Okay, so I have two legs, one on top of each other, but if you try to move the controller for that right foot, you see it right there, it's working correctly. And I have a right hip one that is right there. So when you move it like this way, you should be able to work correctly with that. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to go to the front view, actually split in two, and in the front view I'm going to move, and what I need to do here is I need to I can move them both individually, but I want to be more precise by moving them together. And I'm going to move them together. I'm going to do a temporary group. So that temporary group is right there. And I'm going to snap that group. I'm going to press D to change the pivot point of the group, and I'm going to snap that to the joint on top. Make sure that it's on the joint. And just hide geometry for a moment. Make sure that it's in the center of the joint. Yes, and then just press D. That is the group, and I'm gonna just move the group. I'm gonna hold V. I'm gonna snap it to the other leg. So the group, all of it moves to the other leg. Now I have two right hips. I'm gonna hide this one temporarily, so I don't have to have them there. And this one has some little things that need to be fixed. But let's see, for example, this is working. And so if I test the knee twist is not working, but I got all the pivots already in it. So I have the toe pivot, and I have the heel pivot, and I have all of them are there, only that they are not connected anymore. They lost their input. They are doing what they're supposed to be doing, but they lost their inputs, but they still have them here. So what I need to do is I need to clean up some of that so that I can redo the connections. So let me do that. I'm going to just go to the tiptoe, and I'm going to just delete, or better, break connections. I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna also rotate for that one, break connections, because I have to recreate the whole thing. I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna break connections. That one doesn't have it. That one does. Break connections. That one doesn't have one. That's the pole vector. We have to divide the element. And this one has that one. I'm gonna break connections. So we break the connections because all of them need to be done again. We have all the attribute there, but they are not doing anything. And I'm going to just flip this one so that they, let's see if I can do it. It won't let me grab any geometry or anything like that here. So I'm just going to select these vertices. And you can just simply just flip them horizontally like this. Oh, it won't let you. Okay. It used to let you do that. So we're gonna just move it, scale it down this way to -1, and then we're gonna just freeze transformations on it again. Let's try to see if we can freeze transformations on X. Modify freeze transformations on scale only. There we go. That worked better. So now I still have it. It still works. The leg works, but you have to go and redo all the set ribbon key connections similar to what we did before, and including the knee twist, which is not active anymore, and that one will be simply recreating the pole vector because the pole vector is not active. Let me just do that one before we stop here. So I'm going to just select the IK handle, the right ankle IK, and that one we're going to just select the pole vector. I'm going to say constraint pole vector. Sorry, I gotta go the opposite way. That to prefers the locator, then the pole vector, the IK constraint pole vector. Ooh, other instance already constrained. Let me see. And what's going on here is that the pole vector for the IK handle still had some input. When you click on it, you can see that the IK handle pole vector has some input in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just remove the break connection on that one. That way I free it up, and I'm going to then select the right knee control, the right ankle IK, and then we're going to create a pole vector. There we go. So that makes it go in that direction. Of course, that flips the knee to the other side. And that means I need to correct the twist of the knee from positive 90 to -90. That way the knee moves forward. Still, it's not working. This object is not is working here, but we're not going to use it there. We're going to use it by rotating this group, but the group is still receiving an input. So I'm going to remove that input break connection, that one. That way now we could connect that guy to using the set driven keys the same way we did the other leg. If this is too complicated, you can do the leg from scratch, but this may save you some time because at this point the leg is ready to be connected using the set driven keys for all the different attributes of the pivots, and the same as the connection for the set driven key of the twist, which in this case of course I have to rename it. So I'm going to go and say edit, and then I'm going to say attribute editor. I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to not that. What I mean to do is I'm going to select the object. I'm going to say modify edit attribute. I'm going to change this one, so I'm going to change the name. It's going to be right knee twist, so that way it makes more sense there. Right, hopefully you'll be able to do that. When you're certain your leg is working, your naming is all taken care of, and it's all final, then you can go and delete the older leg that we had there that we don't need in this case anymore. I'll increment and save this file.